Grandma's biggest wish before she passed was to see me and Emily get married. But on our wedding day, Emily ditched me at the altar. Turns out, her sweetheart got into a speedy fender bender and she left me and all the guests, dragging her long wedding dress behind, to rush to the hospital. That night, she ended up on social media's hot topics for wearing her wedding dress to the hospital for love. People online imagined she was a girl full of loyalty, proposing to her sick boyfriend in a wedding dress. They were touched by such a romantic gesture. And her sweetheart even posted a picture of their intertwined fingers, captioned, "You always come to me as soon as I need you." Grandma passed at the wedding. She went peacefully. Before she left, she held my hand and asked, "Did you upset Emily? Never mind me, go bring Emily back." Even in death, she was thinking of Emily. "Grandma, I'm sorry. I failed you. I let you leave with regrets." 3 days later, after handling Grandma's affairs back home, I returned to the city. When I got home, I saw a pair of man's shoes that weren't mine. Before I had a chance to think, a half-naked guy wearing a towel walked out of the room. "What are you doing here?" I coldly questioned. Emily heard and came out of the bedroom. I told Richard to come over. He had an accident and no one's home to look after him. The way she said it, you'd think they were the real couple. But seeing Richard with one hand holding the towel and the other wrapped in bandages annoyed me. All of a sudden, Richard pulled a little pout and looked at Emily with sad puppy eyes. "Emily, Tim doesn't seem to want me here. Maybe I should just go home." "No, it's not like that," I interrupted Emily, looking at her with impatience. "If you want to take care of him, go to his place. Don't bring him here to ruin my mood." This was the place I bought with a lot of effort, intending to move in with Grandma after the wedding. But now, circumstances have changed. "Tim, what do you mean by this?" Emily's face grew serious as she looked at me. After a pause, she continued, "Are you upset about the wedding? On the wedding day, Richard had an accident. His family is overseas. I had to go. To her, our wedding was a small matter. All my issues were small. I remembered when I had an appendectomy and asked her to come. She said, "What do you need me there for? I'm not a doctor, it's pointless. Plus, I'm busy. If you're hungry, just order takeout." I laid in a hospital bed, unable to move, and she didn't even bother to check on me. Yet here's Richard with a little scratch, and she ditches the wedding and brings him to our place for care. My heart ached at the thought. I was willing to forgive if Emily had a valid reason. After all, she was the closest person to me apart from Grandma. But now, seeing my silence and troubled face, she softened her voice. "Okay, don't be upset. Let Richard stay a few days till he's better. We'll reschedule the wedding." She reached out to hold my hand, but I yanked it away. "No need. There won't be a wedding. Emily, we're done." I took a deep breath and opened the door. "Leave. This is my home." Seeing my stern attitude, Emily finally looked a bit nervous. "Is Grandma mad? If she's upset, I'll go back home with you in a few days to make it right. The wedding can wait." The mention of Grandma brought another wave of pain. Grandma adored her like a granddaughter, even more than she loved me. And this is the thanks we get. Before I could respond, Richard chimed in with a sneer. "If not for your Grandma holding that life-saving favor over Emily, she'd never marry you." "What did you say?" I couldn't stand him talking about Grandma, so I grabbed him by the collar, ready to throw a punch. "Tim, what are you doing?" Seeing me about to hit Richard, Emily's face darkened, quickly trying to intervene. "Richard is injured. You can't hit him." She grabbed my arm. I wanted to back off, but Richard's provoking look pushed me over the edge. I let my punch land square on his face. If it weren't for him, Grandma wouldn't have died with regrets. Richard fell to the ground, and Emily quickly leaned down to check his face. Noticing the bruises forming on his cheek, she glared at me with tear-filled eyes. "Richard was right. It's you and Grandma who keep clinging to the past." I never thought Emily would say that. I was shocked and hurt, my heart aching so badly it felt like I couldn't breathe. I never imagined she saw our kindness as clinging to the past. "Tim, calm down. Leaving the wedding was wrong, but hitting him wasn't right either. Apologize to Richard and we'll move past it. Tomorrow I'll go with you to bring Grandma back." No need, I replied coldly, looking at Emily with resolve. You two enjoy yourselves. From now on, we go our separate ways. After saying this, I grabbed Emily and pulled her from the house. Then, I yanked Richard by his collar and tossed him out too. Once they were out, I slammed the door shut, ignoring Emily's incessant banging and shouting from the other side. Tim, what's your problem? Open the door. Fine, don't open it, but you'll regret this. The wedding's off. Don't come begging with Grandma later. It won't work. Yeah, I was the one who begged for this wedding in the first place. 3 months ago, Grandma was seriously ill. Doctors said she didn't have long to live, and we should make her last days happy. Grandma had held our hands and said, I'd have no regrets if I could see you two settle down. To fulfill Grandma's last wish, I begged Emily to marry me within 3 months. Originally, we were just dating, but she'd always been cold to me. She always seemed aloof, but I just thought it was her personality. I thought it was her parents' issues that messed her up, made her distrust men. But really, it wasn't. She just didn't love me. I sat behind the door, letting the tears fall. From that moment on, I had no more family. My beloved Grandma passed away. The girl I loved most was dead to me too. I packed a few things and went back home. My grandma's first 7 days hadn't passed yet. I needed to be there, or else, if she came back and couldn't see me, she'd be heartbroken. During that time, Emily sent texts and even called. I ignored them all. What I didn't expect was her showing up in person at my hometown. I spent the morning at the cemetery talking to my grandma. Under the blazing sun, I was heading home when I saw Emily in a red dress and sun hat carrying a few gift boxes. They were probably for Grandma. When she spotted me, she smiled irritably and said, Why are you just standing there? Come help me. I walked over, looking annoyed, and asked, Why are you back? Tim, I've already lowered myself to come back. Do you have to act like this? Take these. I bought these supplements especially for Grandma. Emily handed me the stuff, but I didn't take it. I walked past her toward home. Even if Grandma was still here, she couldn't eat those. No need. Grandma couldn't eat those anymore. I turned and walked inside. Emily followed. Tim, can't you stop being mad? Richard and I really aren't anything. Whatever, you won't understand. I'm looking for Grandma. Grandma, she called out just like she always did when she came back. Emily rarely visited. Even when she stopped by to see Grandma, she never stayed overnight, saying she didn't like coming back because of too many bad memories. I understood. As kids, our families lived across a small road from each other. Her parents fought constantly. Grandma couldn't stand seeing her go through that and would always give her whatever treats I got. When she was 10, her parents got into a huge fight and even started hitting each other. No one watched their woodshed, and it caught fire. I was only a kid then, but somehow I found the courage to run in and pull her out. But I couldn't save her parents. My dad happened to be home from the city, and when he heard her screaming for her parents, he ran into the fire and never came out. By the time the firefighters got there, her parents and my dad were already gone. Later, her uncle took her to the city for a few years. We reconnected in high school when I found out her life at her uncle's wasn't great. I doubled down on my care for her, and Grandma treated her like her own granddaughter, often sending me with food to school for her. Protecting her became a habit. I confessed after college and we got together. I thought we'd be forever. But no, Richard's "I need you" was enough to sway her. Whenever Grandma heard her voice, she'd come out smiling to greet her. Grandma always had her favorite snacks and black chicken soup ready when we visited. But now, Grandma couldn't smile and greet us anymore. Maybe Emily started to realize that. She frowned, looking a bit impatient, then walked inside. Seeing Grandma's picture and offerings on the table stopped her in her tracks. Grandma, she began. Yes, you're seeing it right. Grandma passed away, I replied. On the day you left the wedding. I turned, my eyes burning with tears, staring at her. Her face was shocked, and the gifts in her hands fell to the floor. Impossible. Grandma was always healthy. Didn't she pretend to be sick to rush us to marry? So you thought she was lying? I scoffed, picking up her things and throwing them out. Take your stuff and leave. Don't ever come near me again. You're lying, right? Grandma's fine, isn't she? Emily grabbed my hand, tears streaming down her face. We treated her like a real granddaughter for so long. She must have had some feelings for Grandma. So why did she run from the wedding? She knew Grandma wasn't well, knew how much Grandma wanted to see us wed, and knew how much I loved her. Say something, Tim, she begged, eyes filled with panic. Before I could respond, the village chief called out at the door. Tim. Chief Ken walked in, handing me some papers and a book. These are some things your grandma left with me. See if you want to burn them for her or keep them. Grandma was an educated woman. Before marrying Grandpa, she'd studied, but the family fell on hard times. After marrying, she devoted herself to the household. Grandpa passed away young, and Grandma raised my dad alone. Mom died in childbirth with me, and again, Grandma looked after me. She worked hard, lost her family young, her husband in her prime, and her son in middle age. She lived through so much pain. When I started working, Grandma would go get books from the village office to pass the time. Knowing she loved books, I'd bought her many. The book the chief handed over was one of her favorites, filled with her thoughts and reflections. Grandma had beautiful handwriting, every stroke showing strength. My hands shook as I took it, tears falling on the pages as I read her notes. My condolences, the chief said, patting my shoulder, eyes red, before turning to leave. Then it was just me and Emily again. Emily finally accepted Grandma's passing and broke down crying. I ignored her, clutching the book as I packed up Grandma's bedside books and took them to her grave. I wanted to burn books for Grandma, so she wouldn't be bored. I knelt by her grave, burning books and paper. Emily watched from the side. When she knelt to bow to Grandma, I stopped her. No need for fake gestures. Don't dirty Grandma's path to rebirth. Tim, she cried and called out to me. If it were before, seeing her tear-streaked face, calling me so softly, I would have given anything for her. But right now, I just feel disgusted. I toss the book I'm holding into the fire. I get up and leave. Emily follows me. I know I was wrong. Tim, won't you forgive me? She tries to hug me. I push her away hard. Get lost. She bites her lip, silent, looking up at me with tear-filled eyes. I ignore her. When I get home, I shut the door. I don't let her in. After my grandma's funeral, I returned to the city and got back to my normal work life. I initially took half a month off for my wedding. The plan was to stay with Emily in the hometown, to be with my grandma in her final days. But now that the wedding's off and Grandma's gone, there's no reason to continue the leave. Several colleagues came for the wedding. They knew what happened. At work, many close colleagues came to comfort me, especially Lily from my department. She gave me a big hug as soon as I came in. Tim, you still have us. You're friends. Don't be sad. Seeing her hug me, one by one, the others came to hug me too. I was touched and felt my nose tingle. The assistant to the boss even announced. Boss said we're having a get-together tonight. Nobody's allowed to run off after work. I'm grateful to have supportive colleagues and leaders. I rarely joined colleagues for meals because Emily didn't like it. I work for a gaming company, and Emily always thought gaming companies weren't serious. She didn't like me socializing privately too much, so I mostly just interacted with them for work. Still, it didn't affect my relationship with colleagues. At the table, everyone took care of me, piling my plate with food. My eyes welled up, listening to them joke around to cheer me up. I felt so touched. Maybe I was too stressed these past few days. I finally loosened up and drank one glass after another with them. When I was tipsy, it didn't feel so bad. My phone rang a bunch during dinner. I knew it was Emily. I had already deleted her contact. No idea whose phone she used to call me. Annoyed, I turned off my phone. One more drink. Tim, you're drunk. Lily, worried about me drinking too much, snatched my glass away. No, I'm not. I reached for the glass, but lost my balance, falling into Lily. Hey, careful. Lily held me up. I was a bit aware, didn't completely lean on her, or she couldn't have held me. At this point, I heard my colleagues hooting and whistling, teasing Lily. Whoa, Lily, your face is so red. Lily got drunk on her drink. Lily is in my department, sorta my trainee. I've guided her since she joined the company. So naturally, I defended her. Don't bully her. Oh wow, Tim isn't that drunk. Still protecting Lily. Quit with the jokes. I stood up straight, snatched my glass from Lily, poured another drink and downed it. I guess I was truly drunk, as I saw Emily, standing outside the room, staring at me with red eyes. My hand trembled a bit, wanting to put the glass down. In that brief daze, I realized we were over, and poured another drink, continuing with my colleagues. No idea how many drinks, but I knew I was drunk. Yet I saw Emily walk in, politely greeting my colleagues. She said, "I'm here to take Tim home." A colleague on my side helped me up. "Tim's had too much. Let's call it a night. Get him home to rest." I waved my arm. "I'm not drunk. Let's keep going." Of course, they didn't let me drink more. Dazedly, I felt two people carry me out of the restaurant. "Can you help him into the car? I'll take him home." Two colleagues exchanged glances, finally helped me into a car. After that, it's all a blur. When I woke up, it was the next day. I woke up in my own bed. I smelled congee, got out of bed, walked to the living room, and saw a familiar figure busy in the kitchen. Seeing me, Emily in an apron, turned with a smile. "Tim, you're up. Go wash up. I made your favorite pork congee." What a cozy scene. A life I once dreamed of. Her in an apron, cooking for me. I had dreamt of this many times. But her doing it now, what's the point? I went back, washed up, and changed. When I came out, Emily had breakfast ready, even poured warm water for me. "Had a lot to drink last night. Is your head hurting?" I turned away, didn't take the water, but poured my own at the table. After chugging a glass, my stomach felt better, and I was fully awake. "You don't have to do this. We're done," I said coldly. I wasn't being dramatic. I was truly detached. Looking at the fragrant congee and pancakes, I had no appetite. I remember graduating, starting at the company. It was growing. Once I drank too much at a client dinner with the boss. Emily sent me pork congee the next day. I joked, "If someday you make me congee, I'd be the happiest man." One weekend visiting my grandma, Emily actually learned congee making from her. I was overjoyed, thinking she did it for me, until Richard said she'd made congee for him too. Annoyed, she reasoned it was because Richard was ill, and she learned congee for me. 2 words from her and I was appeased. But she never made it for me, until now. Years later, I finally see her congee. It's laughable. I stormed out without touching it. Just before heading out, he told her, "I'll give you 2 days to move your stuff out. Next time I'm back, I don't want to see you or any of your things." I thought Emily would leave once I said that. But no, 2 days later I came back, and there she was, ready with a big dinner. "Tim, you're back," she said, smiling and walking over like the perfect housewife, trying to take my coat. I tossed the coat onto the couch, annoyed. "Why haven't you left yet? Where would I go?" She played dumb, throwing her arms around me. "Tim, don't make me leave. Okay? You know I've got nothing but you. No home, no family, just you." Back then, I fell for that act. No matter what she did to upset me, she'd hug me and say I was all she had, and I'd give in and forget I was mad. But now I didn't love her anymore. So, I didn't feel sorry for her like I used to. "I knew you were on a business trip these past couple days," she said. "I've done a thorough cleaning of the house while you were away and even learned to cook your favorite braised pork." She held out her red hands. I burnt my hands cooking. It really hurts. I turned my head away, not looking at her hands. After being together for so long, all I ever wanted was for her to make porridge for me once in a while, no expectations beyond that. I always did the cleaning, laundry, and cooking. I never dreamed of coming home to a clean house and dinner ready. "Tim, eat first, okay?" she pleaded softly. "No need, I already ate." I pushed past her, heading into the bedroom, pulling her clothes out of the closet. "Since you won't pack your things, I'll do it for you. Emily loved shopping, clothes, bags, jewelry, you name it. I used to spend thousands on these things for her every month. So most of the closet was hers. Seeing I meant business, Emily panicked. She must have thought I'd calm down if she sweet-talked me like before. "Tim, what are you doing?" she shouted, trying to stop me, but she couldn't match my strength. I could hold her still with one hand. "Don't do this to me, Tim. I really know I was wrong," she cried, clutching at my legs. "I don't want to leave. I'm begging you, don't make me go." I glared down at her. "Didn't want to leave now, huh? But when I begged you at the wedding to stay and complete the ceremony, you walked out without hesitation. Because you left so suddenly, everything was in chaos. My grandma, she went so quickly after that. Did you know? Right before she passed, she was still worried about you. She asked me if I'd upset you, told me to forget about her and bring you back. I continued, Grandma treated you like her own. And what did you do for her? I loved you so much. Did you ever love me?" My questions made Emily's face turn pale. She shook her head, crying, begging over and over, "Tim, don't make me leave, please." But I didn't relent. I packed her things neatly, using those compression bags we used when moving, and placed everything in the living room. "I'll give you one more night to take your things. If you're still here when I get back, I'll toss them out." With those words, I grabbed my car keys and left. Not knowing where to go, I called a couple of colleagues to grab some barbecue. They were guys from my department. Unexpectedly, Lily came too. She was just leaving the office and they invited her along. "Tim, you don't mind, right?" they asked. "Why would I mind?" I replied. "We're all colleagues here." I never saw Lily as more than a coworker, though Emily had argued with me about her before. Once, while eating, Lily texted me about a code problem she couldn't solve. I put down my chopsticks to text her instructions. Emily saw our chat and got upset right away, calling Lily a green tea girl. She said no one asks about work stuff after hours. To be fair, Lily and I rarely talked outside of work. On that day, I should have stayed late, but I had promised Emily dinner the day before. So, I asked a coworker to help finish my tasks. He couldn't, so he passed it to Lily. That's why she messaged me. After that, I tried avoiding spending too much time with Lily, worried about Emily's jealousy. But now, Emily and I were done, so I could hang out with Lily openly. We were just regular colleagues anyway. Halfway through the drinks, I made a restroom break. Outside, I ran into Richard. He seemed a bit surprised to see me, stubbed out his cigarette and stepped towards me. "Looking good." "Huh? Using your grandma to trap Emily. Smooth move," he sneered. "Watch your mouth," I warned him. Richard was the one who kept telling Emily I'd lied about Grandma's illness to trap her into marriage. Of course, Emily didn't want to marry me either. My grandma, just trying not to worry her, said she was fine. Well, the old hag kicked it, served her right, Richard taunted. I couldn't stand him talking about my grandma like that. I threw a punch at him. This time, without Emily around, he didn't act weak and fought back. We both didn't hold back, landing blows until an hour later, we ended up at the police station, faces swollen. "I'm not settling." He hit me first. Richard shouted inside, causing a scene. Arms crossed, I looked at him quietly. A cop tried reasoning with him. "You were in the wrong too. His grandma just passed. You shouldn't disrespect the deceased." What did I say? I didn't kill his grandma. I can say whatever the hell I want. His arrogance didn't stop until Emily showed up. As soon as she walked in, Richard started whining, acting pitiful. "Emily, finally you're here." He changes faster than a Sichuan opera face changer. Hearing a sound, Emily glanced at him first. She lifted her foot to walk over to him. Then, suddenly she noticed me. In the end, despite Richard's hateful stare, Emily came towards me. She asked with concern, "Are you okay?" I turned my head away, ignoring her. She then turned to Richard. "What happened? Why are you fighting like this?" He hit me first. Richard was playing the victim perfectly. Seeing Emily, he almost flung himself at her, tears and all. Emily talked to the police to understand the situation. Then she gently said to Richard, "Since no one's hurt, let's leave. Okay?" No, I want him to apologize to me. If he says sorry, I'll drop it. Emily looked up at me, but I just looked away, staying silent. That's when Lily barged in. Why should Tim apologize? Richard was the one who insulted Tim's grandma. Did you hear what I said? Richard looked up at Lily. No, Lily hadn't heard. She just came in to stand up for me after hearing a bit. There was video surveillance, but no audio, so Richard's words weren't recorded. If you weren't spewing filth, Tim wouldn't have hit you. Lily looked like she wanted to slap him. Bullshit. It's not the first time he hit me. He's jealous of me. All right, enough. The police interrupted. Emily glanced between me and Richard. Okay, Richard, I'll apologize on Tim's behalf. Can we just drop this? Humph. Emily tugged Richard's hand lovingly. Fine for you, I won't make a big deal out of it. Richard acted all noble, letting things go, making him seem grossly insincere. If I didn't want Lily and the others to stay longer with me here, I'd have punched him again. Such a hypocrite. After signing the papers, the police let us leave. Once outside, Emily immediately came over to me. Go away. I brushed her hand off. Tim, are you still mad? I came out here in the middle of the night for you. Didn't he call you? I turned to Richard. Richard, Emily called, looking back at him. Richard, I think you've misunderstood. I never intended to be with you. The one I love is Tim. When she said that, I saw Richard's face change completely, his pupils dilating. Emily, didn't you say you only felt grateful to him? You said he and his grandma pressured you because of the rescue. Richard, shut up. Emily interrupted loudly. She turned to me and explained, Tim, it's not like that. I never said those things. It's got nothing to do with me anymore. I didn't want her explanations. I walked toward Lily's car. Emily, in her heels, came over and grabbed my hand. Tim, give me another chance, please. I really know I was wrong and I'll change. Let go. I shook her hand off. She lost her balance and fell on the ground. Are you okay? Richard rushed to help her, but she pushed his hand away too. Belated affection is worth less than dirt. If I were you, I'd leave as far as I could. Lily stood by the driver's door, twirling the car keys, looking coldly at Lily on the ground. Is it because of her? Emily suddenly turned to Lily. You fell for her, didn't you? So you want to dump me? I marveled at Emily's thought process. There was nothing between Lily and me, but to get rid of her, I simply said, if that makes you leave, then yes. Leaving her with that, I got into Lily's car. The car drove further away, and Emily's tear-streaked face became a distant memory. For a moment, I thought I saw the young Emily, trapped in the fire at her window on the second floor, shouting for me, Tim, save me. I used to think I rescued Emily from that fire, and I was responsible for her. I vowed to protect her forever. But now I've asked myself if I regret that choice. I don't think I do. Even if I could go back, I'd still rush in to save her. Just if I had a choice, I would never fall in love with her. Until Emily's image vanished from the rearview mirror, I turned to Lily in the driver's seat. Sorry for using you back there. It's nothing, Lily replied with an easy smile. On the silent ride home, once we arrived, Lily suddenly said, Tim, have you ever thought about dating me? I was surprised for a second. Then it clicked. She was asking if I'd be her boyfriend. The thing is, from what I know, that person won't give up easily. The best way is to find another girlfriend. I think I'd be a good choice. Truthfully, aside from Lily, there wasn't another girl around me. The company was all guys. But I only ever thought of her as a colleague. And after all this, I wasn't in the mood for a relationship. No thanks. I've already cleared things with her. I don't want to drag you into this. I pretty much ran away. Walking forward, I think I heard Lily's soft, bitter laugh. It's not dragging. I'd help you willingly. So she did like me. But right now I'm unsure. At home, I found Emily's stuff still lying around. This bothered me. I wasn't sure what to do. Like Lily said, Emily wasn't giving up easily. To keep her away from the house, I removed her fingerprint and Face ID from the lock and changed the code. The next morning, I saw her sitting by the front door. Ignoring her, I went to work. At the office, Lily put some breakfast on my desk. I walked by your favorite bakery, so I got you some. Did you really buy a lot? I had my doubts. Just when I was wondering, I got a text from Lily. Hey, those buns were bought especially for you. Tim, honestly, I've had a crush on you for a while. Really? Would you think about us? At first, I just wanted to focus on work. I even thought about getting a dog and living with it. But since that day, Lily seemed to always be there when I needed someone. This day, it rained just as I got off work. When I came downstairs, there was Emily with an umbrella. Tim. She waved at me. I didn't have an umbrella, and my car wasn't an option due to the license plate restrictions. Trying to figure out my next move, Lily suddenly showed up behind me, hooked my arm. Let's head home together. Almost instinctually, I got into her car. When we drove past Emily, I noticed her face was pale, her eyes starting to redden. But for her sadness, I felt no emotion. At that moment, I realized her feelings couldn't affect me anymore. Dropping me home, Lily didn't leave. She followed me upstairs. I've heard you're a great cook. Since I've been your chauffeur today, how about you cook me dinner? I couldn't refuse, so I went up and made a meal as a thank you. After dinner, Lily insisted on doing the dishes. When I refused, she jokingly accused me of looking down on her. Next time then, you wash, I said without thinking. She immediately let go. All right, you said it, next time. Realizing I had fallen for her trick, I quickly collected the dishes and headed to the kitchen. While washing, Lily came up from behind and hugged me. Tim, I really like you. I felt a slight flutter in my chest, and my body tensed up. Sorry, I'm really not ready for another relationship. I refused her. She didn't give up. Every day, she'd bring me breakfast, lunch, and an umbrella on rainy days. Finally, a month later, I gave in. I remember that night I drank too much. She took me home, made me hangover soup, and coaxed me to drink it like a child. At that moment, I suddenly wished we could live our lives like this forever. To have a girl like her care for me felt like a blessing beyond measure. Later, when we got together, I asked her when she started liking me. She said it was her first day at the company. Love at first sight? Pretty much, she replied. I only remembered spilling water on my documents during a meeting. A man beside me called me clumsy. You handed me some paper, smiling. No worries, just wipe it off. Turns out, this minor gesture led to such amazing love. 2 years later, Lily and I got married. We had a traditional wedding we both loved. At the wedding, our fun-loving colleagues made us a hilarious video. Lily wasn't mad. She laughed along with everyone else. We laughed, played, and completed our wedding. Before the wedding, I received a text, wishing you happiness. I knew who it was from, but I didn't reply. In those 2 years, I never purposely inquired about Emily. Occasionally, I'd get updates from her, saying she quit her job to travel. Eventually, she went to the mountains to teach. She didn't end up with Richard. Richard married a girl from a similar background, but after cheating, their relationship fell apart and they lost the baby. Eventually, he divorced, and now lives alone. The last time I saw him, he was nearly unrecognizable. He used to be so confident, but that seemed to have faded with time. Honestly, I don't really care about them anymore. I just hope to spend the rest of my life with the one I love. At the wedding, the officiant asked Mr. Tim, do you take MS Lily to be your lawfully wedded wife? Will you love her, care for her, through sickness and health, till death do you part? I nodded firmly. I do.